Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Brittany, and today is going to be my monthly yups and what the fucks, and it might be kind of a short one. I didn't get much new stuff to try, so yeah, I think it's gonna be short. And also, if my lashes look weird, it's because I literally just threw them on. Like, I did a couple of looks, so I just threw them on. One thing that I've really been loving and wearing non-stop are, let me get the package. They are Bombshell Cosmetica lashes. I've worn Mimosa, Monroe, and Lola. I think these ones are Monroe, and they are so pretty. They are cruelty-free lashes, and they look like 3D mink lashes, so they have more dimension than your regular lashes and that you might get at a drugstore. They are almost drugstore price, just a little bit above, I would say. They are super easy to use, and I think they stick pretty well for how fluffy and like intense they are. These I need to trim, and that's why they look kind of huge. I didn't trim them, I just threw them on, so they look kind of weird because they're too long. But I really love how they look, and I think they're so comfortable. I wore a pair out last weekend, and I ended up taking them off and putting them in my purse, and they got super squished, like they were almost like completely flat. So I took a little Dixie cup, filled it with some hot water and a little bit of like an oil-based cleanser, and I let it sit in there for maybe like 15 minutes. I took them out, and then I used a disposable mascara wand, and I just brushed them out and helped kind of curl them as they were drying, and now they're basically good as new. No, they are good as new. So I think these will last a really long time, especially for someone like me who doesn't put mascara on them. I put my mascara on my lashes first, then put on my falsies, and then I just kind of pinch them together. But I don't put mascara on because it makes them last longer because they don't get clumped up with mascara. So that's one little trick you can use. But if you are someone who uses mascara, you can wash them like how I just said with some warm water and some kind of cleanser, and then just gently brush them out, and they should go back to basically brand new. I really love those, and I've been basically wearing them all month long. I'm super obsessed. To kind of go along with lashes, I have a new favorite lash glue, and the packaging is super gross, so you'll have to ignore that. But this is the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. Formaldehyde-free, latex-free, it's clear, and it has aloe in it. I thought I lost my clear duo gel, so I went to Walmart and I was looking for the duo lash glue. Why did I call it duo gel? But they only had the black one, and I do not like the black one because I think it's really messy, and the other one dries clear anyways, so I just think it's easier. And this is the only one that they had, so I was like, okay, I'll try it. I think it's super easy to apply. I know some of the duo lash glues come with an applicator like this, but nowhere that I can purchase them where I live. So for me, I like how easy this is to kind of paint it on the lash. I feel like it's not too thick either, so it dries a lot faster, and it's really sticky. So like once I get my lash on, it won't come off until I take it off. And even sometimes after I wash my face, I have some glue stuck to my lashes, which happens a lot, but I mean, it's still tacky. Like sometimes I can feel my lashes and my eyelid kind of like stick for a second, so it's really sticky. Not in a bad way, I think it's in a good way. I'm a little bit sick, so I can't smell very well, but it does smell kind of bad. But I do actually like this more than the duo lash glue, which is weird because the duo lash glue is basically everyone's favorite, but this is my new favorite, and it's pretty cheap. So this is Kiss, and I got it from Walmart, and I also really like their lashes. So if you're looking for some affordable lashes, Kiss has some good lashes too. Okay, so another favorite that will probably be my favorite for the rest of my life is the ABH Nicole Glow Kit. I picked this up, it was maybe like days before the end of May. So when I was doing my May favorites, I hadn't had this yet, and I think I got it like a day or two later. And as soon as I tried it, I was like, well, this is a new favorite. So I've actually been using this almost every single time I do my makeup. Right now I'm wearing Moonchild because I did a face chart and I needed a green highlight. So I used Lucky Clover in this one. So this one is, I still use it a lot. This one is still a favorite. But this one has a lot of everyday shades, and I feel like this will be good for clients too, because there's darker shades, there's like a peachy shade, a pinky shade, some for really, really light skin tones. I usually have to use Forever Lit because otherwise you can see it on my face. But I really don't touch these two down here because they are too dark for me, but they would definitely work for clients. So this I think is an all-around really good palette. And unfortunately it was limited edition, which I didn't know. My sister had texted me and asked me where it was like a couple of days ago, and it had just left. So I'm sorry guys, but you just missed it. This is such an amazing highlighting palette. I wish it wasn't limited edition because I feel like everyone needs it. I'm excited about this one. So this is the I say it wrong every time. So this is the Touch and Soul, the brand, and it is the No Poreblem Primer, Hide Pores and Wrinkles. I got this in an Ipsy bag a month or two ago, and I wasn't super impressed because when it came out, it was like all liquid. So I think I had to shake it up a little bit, and that was totally my fault. But also, over the past few months, my skin has been changing. I get a lot more breakouts, I'm a lot less dry. I wouldn't say that I'm oily. I feel like I'm kind of reaching the middle ground. I'm kind of normal to combo, I would say, maybe. It's not that I get super oily, it's just that I'm not dry anymore. So certain products that I used to use to hydrate and make my face really glowy and wet looking and hydrated are a little bit too much sometimes, depending on the day and how my skin is. So one thing I've noticed is I have a lot more pores now. I never used to have pores that showed up ever because my skin was just so dry. That wasn't my problem. Basically every time I take pictures and I'm editing them, I can see my pores a lot more than I used to. So I've been putting like a hydrating primer or a silicone primer on my face, or a silicone peeling primer, which would be like the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I've been back on this, and then I'll take a little tiny bit of this one and I put it like in my T-zone, and sometimes if I'm having breakouts, I cover my breakouts, and I feel like it just kind of helps smooth it over. So I actually did purchase the full size of this, and I will be getting it because I feel like this is a primer that I need now that my skin is changing so much. I mean, if it's not one problem, it's another. So now that my face isn't as dry, that's awesome, but now I have tons of pores. So if it's not one thing, it's another. So another YUP is actually kind of weird, and I've only used it once. So like it just impressed me and I wasn't expecting it, so I wanted to throw it in there. So this is the Studio 35 Beauty Hydrating Facial Wipes. Gently cleanses to remove dirt and oil. 24-hour hydration, helps moisturize and soothe. So I actually had to go to Walgreens the other day, and I remembered that I was out of makeup wipes. I don't usually use makeup wipes that often. I go in with some kind of cleanser to melt my makeup, and then I'll take it off with a makeup eraser towel, which if you don't know what those are, you should check them out. They're so soft, and they're just very, very gentle on the skin, and they really help take away all of your makeup. And then I'll go in with this as like a last resort, or I'll use it for swatches and stuff. Or if I'm doing multiple looks and I really just want to quick like take off my eyeshadow or take off my lipstick, I'll use something like this. But last night I went out, and on the way home, it was like 1:30. I was really hungry, so I was in the line at McDonald's, and it was taking a really long time, and I was like, when I get home, it's gonna be so late, I just want to crawl into bed. It's like, well, I can't crawl into bed without taking off my makeup, and I remembered that these were in my car with me. So while I was waiting in line, I took my makeup off with these makeup wipes, and there's a couple things I really like about them. They are really, really wet, so they're not like dripping wet, but you know when you have makeup wipes that are super dry, it feels like you're just like scraping off your face. These are really nice and wet, so they won't be hard to work with, and also I feel like they did hydrate my face. I was obviously in the car, I had like a 20-minute drive home, and my face felt like I put moisturizer on. It's so weird because usually if you just use a makeup wipe, it will leave your skin feeling really stripped or dry, and it'll almost feel like you have a film on your face. But this felt like I had washed my face and put moisturizer on. So I was just really impressed with how my skin felt after I used this. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, I got these at Walgreens and I got 2 of them for $9, which I don't think is bad whatsoever. And I really, really like how they make my skin feel. So I'm probably gonna keep getting these and maybe even using them to actually help take off my makeup more than I used to. So I like these. So this one is actually, I have to say, my favorite. So this is TheraTree Professional Foot and Body Care, and it's all natural therapeutics soap, foot and body wash, tea tree mint. Soothing relief, all natural formula enriched with essential oils and skin soothing botanicals. And it says it helps wash away common causes of skin irritation, body odor, soothes dry and itchy skin. I have used tea tree in the past. I used it sometimes to like spot treat like pimples, and I also used to use it when I had a nose ring that wasn't healing. I used to use tea tree on it to dry it out. So I am familiar with tea tree, but I didn't know that they made it in like a body wash form. I was doing research on it, and I guess it's good for a lot of things. Like if you have, this is gross, but if you have like toe fungus, and I guess it helps like soothe your dry skin on your heels, so a lot of people use it on their feet. But it's also really good for like antibacteria type use. So I have been breaking out a lot lately on my face, on my chest, and on my back, which is not normal for me, but I think it's just because my skin is changing right now. I don't know what's going on, but it's really annoying and it really bothers me. So I was doing some research, and I guess this is really, they said it was really good for it. I got this on Amazon. It was maybe like $12. And I've been using it every single time I shower. One thing I like as a side note is that it has mint, so it's not just tea tree, which if you don't know what it smells like, it's a pretty strong scent that you have to get used to. So it's not just tea tree, it also has mint, and I feel like it helps kind of like, it wakes me up and it helps with my sinuses, especially when I'm sick like this. I just love using it in the shower because the mint I find is really, really refreshing. So I'll put it on my hands and I'll lather it up, and I'll rub it on my chest and I rub it on my back after I already use my loofah with my normal body wash. And I just put it on those places, and sometimes if I'm having like, I've been getting a lot of bumps, just a lot of skin texture on my chin. So I don't think you're supposed to use this on your face. So very, very carefully and for a very short amount of time, whatever lather is left on my hands, I rub it on my chin and I let it sit for a second, and once I start to feel it tingle, I wash it off. And after the shower, when I get out and I'm done getting ready and stuff, I can see a noticeable difference in all of my skin that I use this on. I think this is like a miracle product. It's pretty cheap. You can get it on Amazon, and I don't know, I feel like it's really good for just overall cleanliness. But yeah, it has been helping with my skin issues, so I am in love with this. If you have any of the problems that I mentioned, you should definitely check this out. Oh yeah. Alright, so for my last yup is this Anastasia A23 brush. It is a highlighting brush and looks like this. I used to use, it's hidden somewhere, but I used to use a fan brush for my highlight, and I started to notice that because I liked such an intense highlight, I was putting on a lot and I was getting like just a straight line. So I decided to pick up this brush, even though I would never normally spend this much on a brush because it's like $18 or something. But I picked this up and it's just so good for buffing on a highlight, and you don't get like a weird strip of highlight. It's very even, and I only use this now. This is the only brush I use for highlight, and I will never go back to a fan brush. This is my favorite. I forgot something. So, my other favorite of the month is the Morphe x Jaclyn palette. Right here. And the reason why it's not in my hands is because it's for some reason still not here. I just don't get why. My sister got hers like the beginning of last week. Everyone else is getting theirs already, and mine's still in Pennsylvania. So I'm sure it would have been in my favorites video, but it's not here. So that's a yup and what the fuck, because I'm kind of salted about it. So yeah, it's right here. So now I want to move into what the fucks. Hold on. My first WTF are the contacts I got from Bombshell Cosmetica. I don't know if this is how all colored contacts feel, but they're so uncomfortable. I put them in for my last video, which was like a face chart recreation, and I literally had to get up and go to the bathroom and grab like a giant wad of toilet paper because my eyes were just running. It was like I was sobbing. That's how much my eyes were tearing up, and I feel like they're a lot thicker than normal contacts, so I could feel them in my eyes. And also one of them wouldn't stick. Like one of them was just moving every time I blinked. So I don't understand how you're supposed to use colored contacts. I will throw them in for pictures, I guess, sometimes, but nothing longer than that because this was like the most uncomfortable thing ever and I don't get it. This isn't a WTF because I didn't like the product. It's a WTF because I'm just salty that I can't wear it. This is the Wet n Wild MegaGlow highlighter in Precious Petals. I used this in a video and my skin was glowing. Like it looked so wet and dewy. It didn't look powdery. It just looked so pretty. But as I was editing, I noticed that right here I had like a streak because this is the lightest shade. I think they have one more and it's darker. And it's too dark for me. For someone who has fair skin like me, I feel like it's just so hard not to get that streak of color that you can see. And it's just very, very disappointing. Alright guys, so I think that is it for my monthly yups and what the fucks for June. It was kind of a short one. I'm not really getting much new makeup, so a lot of the stuff that I'm getting is kind of like skincare or stuff that I get in my BoxyCharm or Ipsy bag. So if you guys still want me to do this series, then give this a thumbs up and let me know. Yeah, so don't be afraid to comment down below or message me on social media or anything like that because I would love to hear your suggestions. They would mean a lot to me. And please follow me on my Instagram because I am doing a lot more on my Instagram now because I think it's just easier to film maybe like 2 days a week and then the other days do looks for my Instagram. So make sure you follow me on there. I just did a whole Hogwarts series, so if you like Harry Potter, make sure to follow me. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!